Hey guys, what's up? I'm Noah, this is Analog Resurgence, and today I'm taking a look at Kodak's consumer level film UltraMAX 400. UltraMAX 400 is one of Kodak's really cheap, really accessible types of 35mm films out there that you can buy. Just along with some of the other 35mm films out there like Kodak's Color Plus 200, Kodak Gold 200, and things like Fuji Superior 400 are classic consumer level films. And consumer films really just mean things that you can pick up really easily, really cheaply, and they're really easy to just kind of throw into a camera and shoot and get pretty consistent and good looking shots. In a lot of places you can also find these kinds of films pretty frequently in like drugstores and just kind of stores that maybe aren't necessarily entirely film or photography or camera based. So in a situation where you just need film, a lot of the time you can probably track down a roll of UltraMAX pretty easily. And you can get UltraMAX 400 in rolls of 24 exposures or 36 exposures. You can also get them in single rolls or in triple packs. In the past, I've also focused on other consumer level films, including Fuji Superior 400 and Kodak Color Plus 200. There's also Kodak's Gold 200 film as well, which I will look at in the future and again, kind of compare and contrast and look at it against some of the other consumer films out there. Now, Kodak UltraMAX 400 also kind of has a bit of a legacy to it as well. And originally going back into the 80s and the 90s, this film was originally seen in early iterations as Kodacolor Gold 400. Before then it was just rebranded as Kodak Gold 400, and then in the early 2000s, Kodak UltraMAX 400. So there's Kodak Gold 200 and there's Kodak UltraMAX 400. But I mean, if you look at like the branding, UltraMAX is pretty much Gold 400. Now 400 ISO is a good medium speed for film sensitivity, which means a medium amount of grain, and it's also pretty versatile when you're kind of just throwing it into a camera and getting out there and walking around and taking some pictures. It of course also has DX coating on it, and again it's super cheap, so you can kind of throw it into pretty much any 35mm point and shoot camera and take it to any lab that will process 35mm color negative film. So let's take a look at some samples off this roll. So I just threw a roll of this UltraMAX 400 into my Canon SLR here, and walking around with it on sunny days, you can use that nice medium speed 400 ISO to shoot with a really nice high aperture for a really high depth of field, and it's also really easy to shoot with faster shutter speeds in order to freeze motion entirely when you're just kind of out walking around and shooting. UltraMAX is a consumer film, so it's not necessarily going to give you super high end results with really nice grain and really high sharpness, which you would expect from more pro films out there like Kodak's Portra and Ektar. But UltraMAX does give you nice color accuracy. I generally find it to be a little less warm than Color Plus 200 is, but it still invokes a kind of classic feel to the pictures that you're taking, which is something that I kind of liked about Color Plus as well. I find it to have good saturation without it being overblown, and it feels really well balanced. The reds and greens and blues in the images all look pretty nice together, and there's not necessarily one that kind of stands out more than the other. Things can lean a little more into the yellow in some of the shots though, and you might just want to be a little mindful of that, especially if you're shooting something with like a lot of yellow in the frame, and especially indoors under mixed lighting, you'll get a bit of a color cast, and especially just because the film is daylight balanced in general. So in comparison, Color Plus is warmer and does have a 200 ISO, making it just a little less versatile, but they're still both medium speed films. And Color Plus and UltraMAX aren't drastically different in terms of talking about consumer film. Fuji Superior 400, which I've also looked at in the past, really favors reds and greens in the shots though, and I do find it to be less balanced than UltraMAX is. So in terms of consumer films, I do tend to lean more towards Kodak stuff than Fuji's stuff. I also took a few shots on this roll just at night, and night photography is not exactly the easiest with like a medium speed film with a 400 ISO, but just kind of using the ambient light, you can still get some pretty nice looking shots here. And you are going to be shooting with a lower aperture and lower shutter speed, which means that you won't have a very large depth of field, and you're going to be more prone to motion blur or shake from holding the camera at lower shutter speeds. Now, if you want to see all the examples off this roll for the stuff that I shot and just all the samples from every roll that I've shot on the channel for a roll review, then you can head over to the Analog Resurgence Patreon, and any support for the videos allows you to see some extra notes for the videos, but also allows you to see just all the different shots for the rolls that I've shot in the past. So UltraMAX 400 is cheap. It's accessible, it's easy to use, it looks kind of classic. I would say that it's best to be shot just at box speed of 400, maybe overexposing a little bit. Underexposure will result in shadows with more enhanced grain and being just a little muddier in terms of like the color accuracy that you might be getting. And UltraMAX is also a really cheap choice for a Kodak 400 film. Kodak's higher end Portra 400 is really popular, but UltraMAX is also like a good choice for something to use with a similar ISO to pick up and just take pictures with. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching and checking this out, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if there's more specific films that you want to see in the future and any of the other topics on the channel as well, then of course comment on the videos and let me know what you guys want to see, and also what your own personal thoughts and experiences with UltraMAX 400 are. I'm always interested to hear more about your own specific opinions and experiences with the films that I look at on the channel. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.